It's not a game, it's not a game. Banging on your chest when I come through the pain. Never been about the money or the fame. But when it bring both, so here we go again. Wins on the road, yeah, I got those. Couple records that I hold, yeah, I got those. It's the playoffs, the team just got.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next is Darius Slay. He got the QB not once, but twice last week with a pair of interceptions. It's the Giants and the Eagles, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 23.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week,
set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes. On first down, Mahomes. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, let's call that a less than ideal play on first down.
no doubt about that one, because that was a situation of just digging a deeper and deeper hole for himself. And it ended up a big-time loss.
Throwing on second and long. Mahomes able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Mahomes on third. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Giants will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 21 carries, 87 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Here's Watson. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. Down inside the 10. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Tough to imagine any team wanting to give a player like this up in a trade, but I know they're happy to have him.
It is amazing, isn't it? But we have seen big-time guys change teams. Jimmy Graham, Brandon Marshall, and their new teams are really excited to have him because they provide big-time targets.
Here's Watson. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Deshaun Watson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Mahomes.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
The Giants at 2-3 here to begin the new season. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Landry now in motion right. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, this defense for the Eagles, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Completes it to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Watson.
And that's caught left side by the tight end, Keene. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. 6-0 our score after 1. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. A 1st down carry and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
On second down, Eckler. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feel they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Mahomes going to throw.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 23. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Alexander Johnson there on the stop.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Faking the give. Now Watson. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Barkley, inside handoff.
He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Got his target, Samuel. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33.
And that's complete to Westbrook Akine.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll go to Barkley again. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
Ball start, offense.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again. 1st and goal. Watson. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Mahomes now to throw. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. There's Mooney with another catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Darnell Mooney. His first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Deebo Samuel trotting out with his offense to start this next drive. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Watson's throw taken in by Samuel. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. On the draw, this is Barkley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. The final shot before the break. Watson over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Partner, normally double coverage is reserved for receivers and tight ends, but this time they actually targeted the running back with it, and it still wasn't enough. He attacked the defense and got in a great position to haul in the catch and get a nice gain out of it.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he will find his man, Samuel. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown! Deebo Samuel, 56 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Throwing now is Mahomes. On the screen, this is Eckler. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Here's Michael Palardy now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Deebo Samuel trotting out with his offense to start this next drive.
And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good, and I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because you know the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Barkley. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Matt Ioannidis bowling his way in and sticking him to the turf.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Zach Ertz, the man in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. It's such a costly interception. Nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Khalil Mack. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the 2nd half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate. Those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
3rd time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Open man here is Conklin. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Tyler Conklin, 50 yards.
And the Eagles get a bit closer. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this is back to an 8-point game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak, on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 65 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. The slot man in motion right. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. Wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Throwing again is Watson. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Giants on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 14. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game. Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
He's going deep for Brown. And now here is another interception.
picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Giants are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. On 2nd and 7, Watson. Open man is Samuel, complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now Watson going to sneak it. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Again, it's Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling. Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard. Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch. So for the Giants, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.